Getting back to the stage once thrown off is essential in every Smash game, but who actually can do it best? In order to figure out the top 5 recoveries in Smash Ultimate, we'll have to check what a recovery actually needs to be considered good. How fast is it? Is there even time for your opponent to react? Can it deal with Snake's Nikita, a very strong projectile that puts all recoveries to the test? What about other projectiles? How far does it go, and how screwed is a character without a double jump? Never has there been a Smash game with this many counters, so that's another factor we have to include in our analysis. And lastly, how many different options does a character have while recovering? If the pattern is always the same, it's much more punishable. I'm C5 from the Beefy Smash Dudes, and here are our top 5 recoveries in Smash Ultimate. Starting off on 5th place, we have Zero Suit Samus. She has a high double jump and a tether, which is always useful. Her up special is pretty basic, but the one attack that makes her recovery so good is her down special, the flip jump. This move is fast, covers a big horizontal distance, and it makes Zero Suit completely intangible for the first half of the attack, allowing her to easily dodge anything her opponent throws at her. Not just is she fast, but she can mix up her recovery a lot. Is she going to tether, wait and come from below, or get right back on stage with the flip jump? Edgeguarding her is not just hard, but risky. Getting caught by a flip kick can be fatal, and her up special can even hit above the ledge if done right. Even projectiles will barely phase her because of all that mobility and the intangibility on her down special. But we did only put her on 5th place, and there's a reason for that. She does have weaknesses. While her horizontal range is pretty great, her vertical range is limited to her double jump and up special, with the up special not reaching that high. If Zero Suit gets caught off stage without a jump, she might be in trouble, especially if she ends up below the stage. She can usually still avoid using up special with her flip jump, but remember that if she gets hit after already having used it, she will not get it back until she grabs the ledge again. Without jump and down special, her recovery is not just lacking in range, but also extremely linear and punishable. Additionally, her up special is very vulnerable to counters. Usually it is hard to hit one of those against her because of all the other options she has to avoid them, but if she's forced to use up special by losing her double jump or flip jump, a well-placed counter can mean the end of her stock. On 4th place, we have maybe a surprising pick to some of you, Mr. Game & Watch. His recovery is extremely simple, yet so effective. Game & Watch is pretty floaty, meaning he has low vertical fall speed and high horizontal airspeed. So simply getting back to the ledge is almost never a problem, even without a double jump. Despite up special being pretty much his only recovery tool, the fact that it is so fast, covers such a big distance, and even gives intangibility during the first half makes it extremely difficult to deal with and sometimes even risky. When contesting it, you should always be ready on those triggers to take a potential stage spike. When it comes to projectiles, Game & Watch's mobility allows him to outmaneuver most of them pretty easily. Being floaty also means that you don't lose too much height when air dodging, and he even has a reflector that additionally helps him stall in the air while still moving him forward. It is arguably one of the best reflectors in the game because of this simple fact. And even if a projectile gets a little too close, he can always just use the intangibility on his up special to power through. You may think counters are the solution since his recovery is so two-dimensional. But you are wrong, because Game & Watch moves so fast during up special that even if he triggers a counter, most of them simply miss the attack afterwards. Only if Game & Watch recovers from very low and hits a counter on the upper half of his up special, only then would a counter actually connect. But yes, there isn't a lot of variety in Game & Watch's recovery, and it does take a while for him to position himself below the stage. When timed correctly, you can get a hit on the upper half of his up special, even if it is very hard to hit. In the end, it does have to be a hard read though, because Game & Watch can always just wait a little longer before using it, recover to the side and then glide to the stage, recover above it as a mix-up, or go even lower and use an air dodge after the up special to grab the ledge. Our 3rd place is a character you will most likely see on every single top 5 character tier lists as well. Pikachu. His up special alone, Quick Attack, is enough to make edgeguarding him a nightmare. It's really fast, like the name implies, and covers a huge distance, but most importantly, Pikachu has endless possibilities to mix up the angles he comes from, as well as his timings. And if you are careless, he can also decide to recover on stage, right into your face and start comboing you. Even if he might be too far out for up special, he can still use his side special to get right under the stage before recovering from below. Yes, it's kinda slow, but if used carefully, it is still very safe. And down special can sometimes also be used to stall a little longer. Dodging projectiles is absolutely no problem. Pikachu's mobility is simply too good. And his double jump is really just an additional extra, but most of the time Pikachu is totally fine without it. Counters are barely ever effective against Pikachu's up special. The speed simply allows him to zap through it before the hit comes out. Only if you place the counter exactly between the first and second quick attack, it'll work, but to pull that off you have to hard read his recovery. True, Pikachu's recovery is not dangerous. The hitbox isn't too big and you can hit him out of his up special if you are there at the right time. But it's always a guessing game and you have to be really fast, because if you blink, Pikachu is already back on stage. Now you might think if Pikachu is third place, Pichu must be pretty good as well, but Pichu's recovery is definitely weaker. While it does go further, it does not have a hitbox, making him much less of a threat than Pikachu. Almost there, on second place we have Meta Knight. Multi-jumps, big hitboxes and literally 4 specials that help him recover, including even a teleport. The only thing Meta Knight doesn't have is a tether, but let's be honest, he doesn't need it. Meta Knight is the first multi-jump character on this list, simply because while some other characters do have multi-jumps as well, their specials are usually lacking strength and speed. Not so with Meta Knight. Up special is fast, often hits above the stage, and because of his movement it's really hard to catch Meta Knight with an attack. Side special has a huge hitbox and super weird knockback that makes it risky to contest. Neutral special can be used as a mix-up, and if everything else fails, he still has a teleport to work with. With his jumps and specials, he can make it back from pretty much anywhere, and the multi-jumps allow him to mix up his timings however he pleases. He has a ton of different methods to recover to the ledge, so catching him is close to impossible. This also makes it really hard to hit any projectiles on him. Even Nikita is hard to hit against multi-jump characters. Because of his hitboxes, trying to trump him is really hard. Meta Knight can either snap to the ledge directly with his up special or do the full loop depending on his position, and trying to trump side special is always risky. And counters have almost no effect against this up special. Yes, they are really good against his side and neutral special, but against a character with counter, Meta Knight can simply decide not to use them and still be totally fine. There are a lot of really good recoveries in this game, so before we move on to our number 1, here are a few honorable mentions. Rob's recovery may not count as the very best, but it sure as hell is one of the most infuriating to deal with. When it comes to simple distance, there are only a few that can challenge him. He can cancel up special into any aerial or double jump, and even without his jump he has no problems at all. But his recovery is a bit slow. He is vulnerable to well-placed projectiles and doesn't have a ton of mix-ups. Usually he will simply recover from below the stage and either attack or not. Sheik has great mobility with her down special Bouncing Fish, and her up special can be quite dangerous and even gives her some intangibility. But characters relying on teleport recoveries are vulnerable to 2-frame punishes, and she isn't intangible from the very start either. Bouncing Fish has become slower since Smash 4, and if you knock her out of it, she can't reuse it until touching the stage again. And now the big question you all want answered: where did we put Steve? And well, for us he is just an honorable mention. Yes, he can build blocks in the air to regain his double jump, or a whole bridge leading back onto the stage. His side special is great for distance and stalling, and can be used multiple times whenever the card despawns. He can stall with other attacks as well, and his up special can be angled sidewards, downwards, is kinda fast and has quite some mobility if used right. But none of those things give Steve a lot of protection. He can't build too far off stage, and where he can build, he might already get pressured by his opponent. Additionally, he relies on material for some recovery tools, and his double jump doesn't go very high either. But the worst situation for Steve is being below the stage. His up special doesn't go very far, and the up-angled version is very linear, making edgeguarding easy. All in all, he does have a ton of variety in his recovery, but his weaknesses are simply too severe to make it into our top 5. So now finally, our number 1. While gameplay-wise she lost a lot of strength compared to Smash 4, her ability to get back to the ledge and on stage is still one of a kind. The, in our opinion, best recovery in Smash Ultimate goes to Bayonetta. The combination of Bayonetta's side special and up special, Witch Twist, allow her to get back to the ledge pretty quickly, with big hitboxes protecting her and from pretty much anywhere she wants. If Bayonetta jumps after Witch Twist, she can use another up special, and if she uses Witch Twist right after a jump, she can even conserve the jump. This mechanic makes Bayo's recovery extremely powerful. Yes, without a jump, she is a lot weaker off stage, but a good player will almost never use up their double jump off stage, as they can always just cancel it into Witch Twist anyways, and because it is so important. Trying to edgeguard or trump her is difficult for a few reasons. Her hitboxes are pretty big and can easily catch you. Then she has so many ways to mix up her timing and the direction she is coming from. Additionally, getting hit only once can lead to so much more, and before you know it, you might be the one getting edgeguarded. All of her mix-ups allow her to dodge projectiles pretty easily, and the hitboxes disable the Nikita's hitbox as well. Although Snake can always cancel the Nikita as soon as Bayo hits it, making it instantly explode, so it would be better for Bayo to try and avoid it completely. The one thing Bayonetta is extremely vulnerable to is a counter. The big hitboxes on her specials trigger counters easily, and she isn't fast enough to dodge the hit afterwards like Game & Watch or Pikachu. But if Bayo plays it carefully and keeps this weakness in mind, she can usually play around an opponent's counter pretty easily with all the different options she has. Her speed, her versatility, and the potential to reverse an edgeguard make Bayonetta's offstage game unmatched by any other character, giving her, in our opinion, the best recovery in Smash Ultimate. This concludes our top 5 recoveries. Do you agree with our list? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more Smash content. We have a lot of cool tech videos coming up soon. As always, thanks for watching, see you soon and stay beefy!